Hi friends, Namaste. I am Ananta Sharma. So far, we have been studying in about 90 and odd videos. We have studied Arudha Lagna, Dhana Yogas, then Upapada, marriage, then children. Then we have been studying examples to show what the what would be the nature of the profession of the native. So if there is A2 in the Arudha Labha or A3 in the Arudha Labha, A4, A5 in the Arudha Labha. Still, we have to study some more topics. That is, what is the profession of the native if A6 is in the Arudha Labha or A7 is in the Arudha Labha or A9 or A10, etc. So we have completed so far charts showing A2, A3, A4, A5 in the Arudha Labha. Now let's take a pause just to break the monotony and let to have a change. We will take up the study of Dasa system of Jaimini. After all, without the knowledge of Dasa system, you cannot give the timing of the event. It is not possible without the knowledge of Dasa system. So without the knowledge of Dasa system, the study of Jaimini is also not complete. So let's take now the Jaimini Dasa system. Right. The analysis of the Rasi chart or D1 chart together with the relevant divisional charts like D9, D10, etc. It tells about the nature of the native and about the promises reflected in the chart, like whether the native has the chance of getting married or whether the native remains unmarried, whether the native has children or not, whether the native has the chance of getting a job, a good job or not, etc., etc. Then, if there is a promise, please underline, if there is a promise of marriage or children or job indicated in the chart, the next question is the timing of the event. That is, when will the native get married? When will the native be blessed with a child or a job or a promotion in his job, etc., etc. Here, the Dasha, Antardasha analysis, they come to play. Maharshi Parashara, in his Burhat Parashara Hora Shastra, BPHS, tells us about several dashas. They may be broadly divided into two categories, Nakshatra dashas and Rasi dashas. Nakshatra dashas or Udu dasha. Udu means nakshatra. Udu means nakshatra. U-D-U. Udu. Nakshatra. And Rasi dashas. Nakshatra dasha means the dasha derived from the nakshatra occupied by the moon. Nakshatra constellation. The constellation occupied by moon in the chart. So there are several nakshatra dashas or udu dashas like Vimshottari dasha, Shatottari, Ashtottari, etc. explained by sage Paraj. We know, Vimshottari dasha, it is also a nakshatra dasha. If moon is there in the Ashwini, we say the native is born in Ketu Mahadasha, like that. So they are all explained by Parashara in his BPHS. Parashara mentions about 10 Rasi Dashas also, besides these Nakshatra Dashas. The Chara Dasa, Sthira Dasa, Mandooka Dasa, Shoola Dasa, Trikona Dasa, etc. There are several Rasi Dasas also. He mentioned about 10 Dasas, Rasi Dasas, and explained how to apply those Dasas also. Maharshi Jaimini, then we come to from Parashara to Jaimini. Maharshi Jaimini is said to have mentioned as many as 14, 40, 40, 40, 40 Rasi Mahadashas. Some people say it is 70 Rasi Mahadashas, but many of them, those dashas, have gone to oblivion. They are not available now. Parashara indicated certain planetary conditions. Again, we come to Parasara. Parasara indicated some planetary positions to show which dasha is suitable to that chart, particular chart. So, if there is a 10th Lord or Lagnadipati is in the 10th house, so this dasha is suitable to this horoscope. Like this, Parashara gave conditions for which a particular dasha suits. And we have conveniently ignored all that. They are practicing Vimshottara dasha uniformly and universally. So, which dasha is suitable to a particular chart. So, having a particular planetary position. But gradually, in course of time, astrologers conveniently ignored all other dashas and they are accustomed to use only one dasha, that is Vimshottari dasha. This is astrology made easy. The same is the case with the Chara Dasa in Jaimini Dasa system. Though Jaimini is said to have mentioned 40 or more Rasi Mahadashas, now there are about 15 dashas in practice. Even among those 15 dashas, there are Chara Dasa is very popular. Then there is the Padanathamsa Dasa. This is much talked about but less known Jaimini Dasa. Sri Vemuri Ramurthy Shastri, icon, legend of Jaimini astrology. Why is a legend? Why we quote Ramurthy Shastri frequently? We know there are several scholars of Jaimini Shastra. I know some of them very, very brilliant, very deep knowledge of Jaimini Shastra. But I know them, somebody approaches him to give some astrological prediction. One of my friends sees the chart and study the chart on Parashara lines and give prediction. Great scholar, mind you, very great scholar. And there is another great scholar, and somebody asks him about some point in his chart. He goes to KP system, Krishnamurti Paddhati system. I won't say they are bad or they are less. When you are a Jaimini scholar, why don't you study the charts on Jaimini lines? No. But Vemuri Ramurthy Shastri, he studied charts on Jaimini lines and Jaimini lines only for about more than 50 or 60 years. He had his education, Jaimini education in Kashi, Varanasi. And he practiced it here in our district, that is Godavari districts of Andhra Pradesh. So he used only Padanathamsa Dasa. And he is said to have used some more dasas also, but he is very popular with Padanathamsa Dasa. So he was very successful in his predictions. Though Jaimini said to have mentioned about 40 Rasi Mahadasyas, now there are about 15 dashas in practice. Even among those Chara Dasa is very popular. Then there is Padanathamsa Dasa. This is a much talked about but less known Jaimini Dasa. The Vemuri Ramurthy Shastri, a legend of Jaimini astrology, became very famous for his predictions using Jaimini principles. He is said to have used some other dasas also, but his main tool was Padanathamsa Dasa for timing of the events. Even with even in the case of Padanathamsa Dasa, there are some controversies regarding the Dasha order or the sequence of Mahadashas that but I stick to the procedure followed by Sri Vemuri. Now, let us see what Padanathamsa Dasha is. Padanathamsa Dasha is a Rasi Dasha and it is a Navamsa Dasha. What is Rasi Dasha and what is Navamsa Dasha? Let us see. Navamsa Dasha means we use only the Navamsa chart, that is D9 chart, to identify the Mahadasha sequence, Mahadasha periods, Dasha Karakas, Antardasha analysis, and finally timing of events. All this is done from the Navamsa chart only. Now see what Padanathamsa Dasa means. Pada. Pada means Arodha Lagna. Padanatha means the Natha means Lord, the Lord of the Arodha Lagna. Pada means Arodha Lagna. Padanatha means Lord of Arodha Lagna. Padanathamsa means the sign occupied by the Lord of Arodha Lagna in the Navamsa chart. I repeat, Padanathamsa means the sign occupied by the Lord of the Arodha Lagna in the Navamsa chart. The sign occupied by the Lord of the Arodha Lagna in the D9 or Navamsa chart. Padanathamsa means the Dasha wherein the Mahadasha sequence, which begins with the Mahadasha of the sign where the Lord of the Arodha Lagna is posited in the Navamsa chart. So just an example. So there is the Arodha Lagna is Cancer. Okay. Lord of Arodha Lagna is Moon. So go to the Navamsa chart. There also Arodha Lagna is Moon. But Lord of Arodha Lagna Moon is, say, in Kumbha. The Lord of the Arodha Lagna occupies Kumbha in D9 chart. That is Padanathamsa. So Dasha means the Dasha which begins with that sign. That is the first Dasha in this chart is Kumbha. That's it. So the sequence of Mahadasha depends upon the nature of the sign which is occupied by the Lord of Arodha Lagna in the Navamsa chart. So Lord Navamsa Arodha Lagna, Lord of Arodha Lagna, Lord of Arodha Lagna in the Navamsa chart, he occupied a particular sign, and from that sign only the Dasha system begins. Now, what is the nature of that sign which is occupied by the Lord of Arodha Lagna? So, the sign which is occupied by the Lord of Arodha Lagna is a Chara Rasi or a mobile sign like Mesha, Karkataka, Tula, and Makara. The Mahadasha sequence begins with the same sign, that is Mesha or Vrashava, Mesha or Makara or Tula or Karkataka, the same sign, and moves along 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. Up to 12th sign from that beginning. If the Chara Rasi is odd sign, the Mesha or Tula, the Mahadasha order is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the direct order, like Mesha, Vrashava, Mithuna, Karkataka, Simha, etc., etc. So also you can imagine Tula. Now, if the Mahadasha order is in the reverse direction, if the Lord of the Arodha Lagna occupies a Chara Rasi or a even Chara Rasi, Karkataka or Makara, even Chara Rasi, Karkataka or Makara, the Dasha order begins with the same sign and runs along 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, etc. 11, and 12 in the reverse direction. Reverse direction is important. If moon is there in the even Rasi, the Dasa sequence is in the reverse order. For Karkataka, Mithuna, Vrashava, Mesha, and Kanya, and also Simha, has the Simha. Next one. If the sign occupied by the Lord of Aroragna is in the Navamsa chart, is a Sthira Rasi. We know Sthira Rasis are Vrashava, Simha, Vrishchika, and Kumbha. Of these four, we know Vrashava and Vrishchika are even, and Simha and Kumbha are odd. So the fixed sign like Vrashava, Simha, Vrishchika, Kumbha, the Mahadasha sequence begins with the same sign and moves along Shastra Krama. What is Shastra Krama means? 1, 6, 6, 6, and so on. Till we reach the last sign. So, if it is a fixed sign and odd, that is a Simha or Kumbha. If the fixed sign is odd, the Simha or Kumbha, the Mahadasha sequence is along 1, 6, 6, 6 in the direct order. That is Simha, Makara, Mithuna, Vrishchika, Mesha, Kanya, Kumbha, Karkataka, Dhanus, Vrashava, Chora, and Makara. So you can imagine the sequence of Kumbha Mahadasha. Now let us see if Sthira Rasi and even Vrashava and Vrishchika. If Vrashava or Vrishchika is the Mahadasha, that is Arudha Lagnadhipati, occupies Vrashava or Vrishchika in the Navamsa, then the Mahadasha order begins with Vrashava or Vrishchika and moves along 1, 6, 6, 6 in the reverse order. Example, Vrashava, Dhanus, Karkataka, Kumbha, Kanya, Mesha, Vrishchika, Mithuna, Makara, Simha, Meena, and Tula. The next sign from Tula, the next sign in reverse order, it will be Vrashava again. So you can imagine or you can understand the Dasha order of Vrishchika Rasa Mahadasha. Now you come to the next type of signs. So there are three types of signs: mobile signs, fixed signs. The third sign is dual sign. Now, if the Lord of Arudha Lagna occupies a dual sign in the Navamsa chart, like Midhuna, Kanya, Dhanus, and Meena. Of these four signs, Midhuna and Dhanus are odd signs, and Kanya and Meena are even signs. The Mahadasha sequence will be begin with the same sign and moves along 1, 5, 9, 2, 6, 10, 3, 7, 11, 4, 8, 12. And if the dual sign is an odd sign, the Swabhava Rasi, base the Swabhava Rasi, Dashama, the Swabhava Rasi. The Dasha order begins with the same sign, Mithuna, and then, wait. 1, 5, 9. So, if the Lord of the Arudha Lagna is in the odd dual sign is like Mithuna. In the D9 chart, the Mahadasha begins with the same Rasi and it moves along 1, 5, 9, 2, 6, 10, etc., etc. If it is Midhuna, Tola, I am reading out the order. Midhuna, the fifth sign is Tola. Next fifth sign, Kumbha. Next fifth sign is again Midhuna. So, from Midhuna, Tola, Kumbha, then Karkataka, Vrishchika, Meena. Again, the fifth sign from Meena is again Karkataka. So, Karkataka, Vrishchika, Meena, then Simha, Dhanus, Mesha, Kanya, Makara, and Vrishava. This is the order. So, if the order of the Arudha Lagna occupies even dual sign like Kanya or Midhuna, the Dasha order is just 1, 5, 9 in the reverse order. So, Kanya, Vrishava, Makara. Kanya, the fifth from Kanya in the reverse order is Vrishava. Then Again, fifth sign from Vrishabha is Makara. Again, the fifth sign from Makara is Kanya. So the first round is 159. Then you start the next sign from Kanya. Next immediate sign from Kanya, that is Simha, in the reverse order. Don't forget about the reverse order. So Simha, Mesha, Dhanus, Karkataka, Meena, Vrishika, Vidana, Kumbha, Tula. So you can imagine the Dasha order of the Meena Mahadasha. Here, I would tell you that there is a difference of opinion with regard to the Mahadasha sequence of dual signs. So some scholars do not follow this sequence, 159 sequence. Instead, they follow 147 10, 1, 4, 7, 10, then 2, 5, 8, 11, etc. So that is one order. But this is the order which was followed by Sri Vemuri, and it was practiced for more than 50 years. It was successfully practiced. So I am following that. I also found this system very useful and tolerably successful predictions. Success rate is very good, but I follow the sequence mentioned followed by Sri Vemuri Ramurti Shastri, so which practiced this system for more than 50 years. Now, I shall tell you one example chart and to see how the Arudha Lagna order is. See, this chart is 19th January 1917, 23:11 hours, Allahabad. So you know this, see this chart, and the Lagna is Karkataka. Lord of Karkataka is Moon. He is in Makara, which is the seventh house from Karkataka. Again, the seventh house from Makara is Karkataka itself. So Arudha Lagna is Karkataka. That's it. Now you come to D9 chart. Arudha Lagna is mentioned, marked in Karkataka. Lord of Arudha Lagna is Moon. Moon is in Kumbha. So our interest is not Arudha Lagna. Our interest is Moon. Lord of Arudha Lagna is in Kumbha. Kumbha is Chara Rasi and odd Rasi. Chara Rasi, so 1666. Odd sign begin with Moon and go in the direct order, that is Kumbha, Karkataka, then Dhanus, etc., etc. So this is how. So here is a chart where the Lord of the Lagna, Arudha Lagna is Karkataka. The Lord of Lagna is a moon. Moon is in Makara. Moon is in Kumbha in the D9 chart. Lord of Aru Lagna moon is in Kumbha in D9 chart. Kumbha is odd and a fixed sign. So the Dasa sequence begins with the same sign Kumbha and moves along 1666 in the direct order. That is Kumbha, that is Karkataka, Dhanusu, Vrishaba, Tula, Meena, Simha, Makara, Midhuna, Vrishika, Mesha, and Kanya. See the second example. 5th May 1976, 4:47 a.m. Rajamandri. So here, Lagna, Janma Lagna is a Mesha, and Lord of Lagna is Mars. Mars is in Karkataka, in the 4th house. So Lagnadhipati is in the 4th house from Lagna. So the 4th house from Lagnadhipati is the Tola. Tola is Arudha Lagna. Lord of Tola is Venus. Venus is in Midhuna in D9 chart. Lord of Arudha Lagna, Venus is in Midhuna in the D9 chart. Midhuna is a dual sign and an odd sign. So what is the Dasha Agar? You see, the Arudha Lagna in this chart is a Tola and Midhuna is an odd dual sign. The Padanathamsa Dasa sequence begins with the Midhuna and moves along 1, 5, 9, 2, 6, 10, 3, 7, 11, 4, 8, 12 in the dual order. That is Midhuna, Tola, Kumbha, Karkataka, Vrishika, Meena, Simha, Dhanus, Mesha, Kanya, Makara, and lastly, Vrushchika. Right. Thank you.